Good evening, challenge heroes. Happy Monday. Meg here from the Galea Foundation. I hope you guys had a phenomenal Mother's Day weekend. I hope you spoiled all of the wonderful women in your life. I just wanted to pop by. I had a couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I've been trying to film these videos all day with limited success, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get them done tonight and up for you guys because y'all have questions that I want to answer. So let's start with the easy one. What is Galea? The Galea Foundation is a 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit based out of Marietta, Georgia. We operate in Roswell, Georgia, just across, the city line. But we have been a nonprofit since January of 2020. We've held tax-exempt status with the IRS since February of 2020. It was actually Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to us. It's been the joy and the love of my life for the past 2 years. I am the founder as well as the executive director, which is just a nonprofit term for CEO. The word Galea is actually Latin for helmet. And that comes from the fact that if there was one thing and one thing only that I would give the people that I have the incredible joy and privilege of working with on a daily basis, if I gave them one thing, it would be knowledge of their brains and their minds to understand what's going on in their bodies and to understand the interplay that happens between your physical and your psychological training systems. To sum it up simply, we are a police health research and training nonprofit. What does that mean? So our mission is to transform the field of law enforcement by revolutionizing its health and training systems. Right now, we are choosing to specialize in law enforcement and not the entire first responder field for a couple of reasons, most of which are resource related. Unfortunately, something that happens a lot of times with first responders is they're all looped under the same umbrella, even though there are a lot of nuances between the different groups of first responders. And what works well for, say, police officers doesn't always necessarily work well for firefighters, which doesn't work well for EMS, which doesn't work well for other rescue squads, what have you. So we really want to make sure we do it right. I am in training to be a police health psychologist. That's a very, very specialty niche of psychology. It's my greatest passion, but it's a very, very, very small subfield. There are less than 500 police psychologists in the world, and even less that really specialize in health systems like I do, or as I receive my degree. I'm currently in 2 degree programs. I am pursuing my PhD in health psychology, and I'm also pursuing my master's in nonprofit administration from the University of Notre Dame. I actually got my undergrad degree at Notre Dame. It was in Arabic. I was in the Navy. I have a little bit of an eclectic resume. I also have the extreme joy of getting to run the Officer Health and Wellness program at my local police department. There's actually a bunch of my officers that are participating in this challenge, and they have been totally blown away by you guys and how supportive you are, how gung-ho you are. They think you're amazing. I think you're amazing. I know I say that like every other sentence, but it bears repeating. And they are my guinea pigs for just about everything, from our, police officer health biodata tracking system to our, up and coming, first responder personality assessments. We're actually going to look into the different types of first responder personalities and tailor health programs based off of the different personalities that show up. So to make something very, very simple that is actually very complicated, compare firefighters to police officers. As a general rule, it's been found that firefighters are more gregarious. Now, in common English, that word means talkative. In clinical psychology, the word gregarious means people-seeking. So, for example, there is solid reason to believe that firefighters will respond better to group-based therapy with lots of talk interaction than police officers ever would. So that's just like a simple example of how some of the research we're doing gets put into health training systems for different types of first responders. Again, right now we're primarily focused on law enforcement, which includes the 911 dispatch or telecommunicator field. I cannot wait until we've grown Galea to the point that we can encompass things like fire and EMS and other emergency services. But right now we're just focused on law enforcement because we want to do it right the first time around. And just like with any other type of science, the scientific method states that, you do your research, you do your hypothesis testing, you actually put your solutions you find into practice. And then once you come up with a good solution, you publish it for others to learn from and to grow off of. That is absolutely the plan for what we're doing with our health research. Again, I have the world's best guys are willing to be guinea pigs. They are, they've taken everything I've done with them in like absolute stride, which is amazing. But the plan is to be able to grow what we're doing, to police agencies around the world, and then eventually, first responder agencies around the world. My 10-year goal for Galea is I want us to be the world's best first responder training system and kind of like one-stop shop solution for, hey, if I want to train my agency to the absolute best of, training ability, Galea is my go-to for resources, for training, for personnel, what have you. So in a nutshell, I know that was a very quick overview to a lot of very complicated systems, but that is what Galea does. That is what I do. For those of you wonderful souls who are promoting us and sharing your fundraisers, that is what you are sharing, and that is what you're supporting with all of your efforts. And I will be posting another video tonight about philanthropy versus fundraising and kind of what I envision us doing with this challenge, but that is Galea in a nutshell. Of course, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Drop me an emoji in the comments, drop questions in the comments. You can always email me at meg@galeafoundation.com. I am here for you guys, and I am so wildly lucky to be on this journey with y'all. Thank you for listening. I will tune in with my next video very soon.